Well, Simon Rose from the campaign group Saveoursavers is with us here in the studio. Welcome, thanks very much for coming in. Particularly bad reading for those people who are dependent for their income on their savings.
Yes, appalling news. CPI inflation's up by 5.2%. Retail price inflation's even higher, and of course for many people, particularly the sort of older, the real cost of living is still higher than that and climbing all the time. The Bank of England swore to us this was not going to happen. 2 years ago they said that CPI inflation was going to be 1.5%. Now it's over 5%. They just consistently get it wrong.
A good month for them to peak, and we can discuss whether you think they have indeed peaked, these figures, in a few moments. But it's a good month if you're reliant on pensions or on job seeker allowance. I mean, it's a key month, September, isn't it? Because these are the figures on which that will be set. So
well, that's
it should
true.
be beneficial
but
for some
if
people.
inflation still persists, then the cost of living is going to increase all the time anyway. So it will help a little. It's better that it's this month than other months, but there is no real sign that inflation is being squeezed out of the economy at all. The Bank of England is doing nothing to keep inflation under control. On the contrary, they just 2 weeks ago announced another £75 billion of quantitative easing, which is frankly pouring petrol on the flames. The one thing we know QE will do is put the rate of inflation still further up.
But Mervyn King will argue, of course, that quantitative easing programme is to affect something that's happened in the future. These, of course, are figures from the past, so it makes sense in that respect.
He will argue that. He constantly tells the Chancellor that the reason he's not got inflation down to the government's target of 2% is because it will come down eventually. Well, how long does this have to go on? How long do we have to endure interest rates at a record low figure while inflation is roaring and people are losing money before we recognise the Bank of England has got it completely wrong?
So just very briefly, what do you want them to do then?
We want the interest rates to go back up. These interest rates at 0.5% are not helping the economy grow. On the contrary, they're making people scared and retrenching, and we need consumer confidence to increase and people to go out and spend. We think a rise in interest rates will actually affect that.
Okay, we must leave it there. Simon Rose, thanks very much.